Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another video with me ABM Farhan. This is my channel Tech and today we are going to reviewing the Sony MDR XB550 AP. Let's see whether this budget headphones of Sony's perform well or is it just trash. I personally have been using Sony's extra bass lineup of headphones since around 2014, and the first headphone that I ever bought for myself was actually the MDR XB200s, which served me quite well for around 8 years. Yeah, 2014, it's 2022. Yeah, it still works, but like I wouldn't listen to it today because yeah, it sounds crap right now, and also the ear muffs are all worn out. Officially this costs around 4.9k, which is almost 5k, but you can get this outside of Sony Rank's official stores for around 3.5k, so I'll just consider these headphones to be 3.5k at base. So with that in mind, let's first evaluate the build quality. This headphone is primarily made up of plastic, like every part of this is made up of plastic except the headband, which is made up of a metal, and that metal extends into the headband extension area so that it feels more sturdy and feels better while extending or adjusting the height of your headphones. Yeah, overall it does provide to the rigidity. However, this headphone creaks a lot, like a lot. Now the plastic on the ear cups themselves kind of feel cheap, but the plastic used on top and on the sides are pretty respectable. Apart from the build of the headphones itself, the cable is something I really admire. This is a flat cable which is also textured, and there are two advantages of this kind of a cable. First, it does not get entangled. These are really durable, like the rubber casing or the silicone casing, whatever the case it is on the wires, they feel really rigid and sturdy and won't fail on you anytime soon. So that's there. Now that we're done with the build, let's talk about the fit and also isolation and comfort. So basically the cushions used on the ear cuffs are pretty soft, and they are basically on-ear headphones, so it's not your average over-ear ones like these ones here, but these do feel really comfortable. One thing I've noticed is that if you are someone who likes to wear glasses while using their headphones like I do, these tend to get a bit uncomfortable over a long period of time. However, if you just extend the headbands a bit more, that won't be a problem. Or if you just use the headphones without your glasses, yeah, it's really comfortable. Another thing that I really admire about this ear cushioning is the isolation. The isolation is fantastic. Once you wear them, it feels like there's some kind of active noise cancellation working, but yeah, unfortunately this does not have any ANC, but with that isolation it does isolate a lot of noise, like a lot. Now the cushioning on the headbands itself is pretty thin and almost non-existent, but I haven't felt any kind of pressure building up in here, so yeah, that's there. Now let's talk about the most important aspect of this headphone, which is the sound quality. Now as the name suggests, this is a heavily bass focused driver, which means the bass is what comes first and foremost, and that's what we'll talk about in the very beginning. So the bass, it has a great extension up to the sub bass, even 5 hertz, which you technically can't hear but just feel. To be honest, that sub bass rumble is just excellent. It really shakes your ear cuffs themselves sometimes, and on tracks like What's Up Danger or even Cradles by Suburban, these headphones perform excellent on the bass department. Actually the bass is a lot in quantity but not as much in the quality. There is this thump, there is the rumble, but what gets lost behind that is the resolution of the bass, like the details of the bass notes, so that's there. But you are not buying these headphones for analytic listening, you're buying this for banging your head on some music, right? For what it does and what it says, extra bass, this delivers 5 on 5 for the bass. Now talking about the mids, they are a lot recessed than the bass. The bass is what, like, on the first and foremost on the layering, and then comes the mids. Now the mids, or even though it's recessed and I would have liked it a bit more forward, the mids are not thin at all and they have a body to it. Like there is a good amount of lower mids, a good amount of upper mids, and there aren't any kind of unnecessary peaks anywhere. so all the vocals sound natural. The timbre also is natural. There isn't kind of any metallic or plastic like feeling to it. So overall I would say the mids are pretty nice, but I would have liked it a bit further. Now another thing that falls into the mids are the instruments. Now the instrument separation is decent enough for extra bass headphones. In busy tracks sometimes this driver falls short. However, this driver also keeps up with decently fast tracks and I haven't had any issues with that. So yeah, the mids overall will get a 3.5 out of 5 for me. Talking about the treble even though is a bit forward than the mids, it's also pretty dull, or you might say dark. There is also a good amount of sparkle, like the necessary amount needed, so it's not completely dull or rolled off on the higher frequencies. So in some tracks the sibilance is just nice, perfect. There is sparkle in it, but it does lack a bit of air, so like it does not feel like the soundstage is wide and open. One advantage that this brings is if you wear these headphones for a longer period of time, you won't feel any kind of fatigue formed by the sound of it. Like some headphones like the KZ EDX I own, which is my personal IM, actually tends to make me feel a bit of fatigue after a while, because that's really treble sensitive, and thus over a longer period of time the treble does hurt your ears. So on the treble session I would give it a 4 out of 5. Talking about sound imaging and separation, the separation is decent and you can tell whether the sound is coming from the right or the left channel. However, the sound stage is a bit closed, and as I've told you earlier, the isolation is great, and with the rolled off on the higher frequencies, it feels like everything's playing inside your head, not around you. So it's not great for gaming either, even though the gunshots sound amazing. Like you can literally feel all the gunshots due to that sub bass extension, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend this for gaming. So on sound imaging this would get a 4 out of 5, but on the sound stage this would get a 3 out of 5. When you are in the mood to party, or you are in a really good mood and just want to listen to some bass heavy tracks, such as tracks of the hip hop genre, R&B, EDM, even pop, then yeah, definitely these headphones are a great buy. You can also have a microphone on the wire with which you can take calls, or even, as I've told you, even though I wouldn't recommend this for gaming, you kinda can. So yeah, the opportunities and possibilities are there, and it's kind of up to you whether you want to buy this. So that has been it for today, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please do subscribe and leave a like down below, and that's me signing off. See you in the next one.